we are back once again
The renegade master
on the 4-foot half pipe, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do the 180 disaster on the lovely quarter here in this desolate garden. So much desolateness, so desolate, so desolate. Look at it. Really uncomfy this seat. Anyway, there's like 3 things that you have to know to be able to do the 180 disaster. The first thing, which you should be able to do by now because of my last tutorial, is the drop in. Because obviously you've got to know how to get the speed for the quarter, especially if you're on a half pipe, and once you're in the disaster you've got to know how to drop back in. So that's the first bit. You've obviously got to know how to do a 180, because you're not gonna really 180 if you can't 180. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be able to 180 on the floor that well. I can't really 180 on a rocker, like overly, like not at all. So you gotta know how to like 180 a quarter, and you gotta know how to air a quarter. Whoa! You gotta know how to air properly, because you've got to go above the coping to land in the disaster. Oh, and actually you got to know how to fly out, because the disaster's a mix between flying out and airing, because obviously what it technically is doing a 180 air and casing with your back wheel. That's technically what a disaster is. So basically, the 180 disaster is literally what it's called. It's like you've gone to air the quarter doing a 180, had a bit of a disaster, cased your back wheel hard, and then gone back into the quarter. Probably how someone invented it, you know, someone's shit at airing and then just kept casing, decided to make it into a trick. But yeah. So, the way to do the disaster is you've got to have enough speed that you would air the quarter if you wanted to, but not enough speed that if you accidentally push too hard you'd fly out. Because what you've got to do is hit the quarter like you're going to air it, but instead of sort of pulling back so you land back in the quarter, you've got to push forward slightly and then 180, and that will get your back wheel over the coping, and once you've done that bit you'll land in the disaster. Some people like to put their pedal on the coping as well to help with the balance. I don't do that, but some people do that. It can help. I'll show you what that looks like now. And then once you've done that, you can either just roll back into the quarter, which is usually what you do in your first couple of tries, which is what you should do in your first couple of tries, because you might get the hop in wrong. But once you got the rolling good, then it's kind of a mix of the hop in, drop in sort of thing, but you're in the disaster position, so you just hop out of the disaster back into the quarter. And that's basically how you do it. I'll do a disaster real quick. Just to finalise, you got to remember to pull up but push forwards at the same time so that your back wheel cases, and just remember that once you're in the disaster it is easier to actually hop back in rather than rolling in, because rolling in can go a bit wrong, especially if your wheel's at a strange angle when you're in the disaster. So now I guess I'm just gonna sit down and edit this video.